The system is failing. We're going to have more homelessness, more unemployment, and the government has to print more money. It's a command and control economy where the government tells you everything. I just don't trust our government. And they're going to have to start printing pretty quickly. And the more they print, the less value, purchasing power the dollar has, or the loonie, or the yen, or the peso. People are talking about inflation. I think we're in depression right now, and we're going to be the biggest depression in world history. In the 1970s, that's when the world was changing. The biggest bust in the history of the world is coming up. It's pensions. They trusted the government. They trusted their pension would be there, and it's going to go bust. And that's us. We get crushed.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Bearable Bull here. And I got this aggressively average content for you today. As here we have a message from the White House. The White House is arguing that right now, this is not technically a recession. And before we get into anything else, we're going to deep dive into what exactly a recession is, why I believe we are in one already, what I think the proper course of action is for all of you to navigate these times. But first, before I continue, I have to say yet another high quality gem at a 95% corrected entry point has been bought by me and posted in my OnlyFans down in the description below. I think it's a great buying opportunity for this one, and I highly recommend all of you take a look. Now guys, with that being said, even here on CNN themselves, they even criticized the Biden administration for denying the technical definition of a recession. Please take a listen, as this was actually shocking to hear them admit it.
Panel. Chris Cillizza, inflation affects every American directly. The Biden administration is trying to point out the definition of a recession is nuanced, but I got to tell you, I struggle with this. I get that why they want to do it from a political perspective, but you can't fake this.
No, I was laughing to myself with the "in my view" thing that Caitlin highlighted, because it's like, well, in my view, I should be drafted into the NBA. Like the NBA executives didn't agree with that.
Of dollars, right?
Like it doesn't really matter what you think. There is a technical definition: 2 straight quarters of negative economic growth. They clearly believe that is likely to come to pass later this week. They're trying to pre-bud it. To your point, we get why they're doing it politically.
Right.
At the same time, we have these terms for reasons. You don't have to like it. Of course they don't like it, because the economy, Joe Biden's handling of the economy was at 25 or 30% in our most recent poll. It's a problem for them. This adds to the problem. But you don't get to change the nomenclature in the middle of a campaign because it doesn't work for you.
Well, and again, your voters are going to feel what they feel in their lives, no matter what.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, that was actually insane to see. The White House and CNN were actually butting heads. Ladies and gentlemen, they said you cannot lie about how bad this economy is. People getting obliterated by inflation, obliterated by this recession. And here we have the S&P 500. We see that it's been rolling over on itself. But the question is, what's going to happen next? Interest rate hikes are expected in short order. Whether it's 75 to 100 basis points, it does not matter. It's due to be volatile in the coming days. But something I'm going to say to all of you is, the only question I have is, are we going to see this little final blow off the top moment in the stock market? Or are we just going to see it implode? Either way, we're going to see it implode. If we have a blow off top, it will implode. If we just implode right now, everything's going to burn. We know this financial crisis is coming. But this is what I'm going to say to all of you. This moment in history right now is so delicate because it depends on the type of investor you are. And the next couple actions you take in the following months will define what ends up happening for you. Without a shadow of a doubt, right now, this is a trader's market. There are opportunities to take advantage of. But if you're not cut out for that, I'm going to tell you how to move. If you can't handle the level of risk these current market conditions have in front of you, what I have to say is you should be the type of individual that just has cash on the side ready to buy the bottom of this crash. If you are someone who thinks I'd rather play in the game than be out the game, then you need to understand that the crypto market right now in this moment in time is at a low, especially the altcoins at the moment. Ladies and gentlemen, there are plenty of alts in this market 90% corrected. XRP is coming towards the end of this lawsuit, and I believe there will be massive opportunity with XRP specifically, Flare Network specifically, and this ecosystem specifically, even in the event of a market downturn. Plenty of digital assets were built to be a solution to a financial crisis, and that's what all of you need to understand. While the stock market is still towards a peak, and it will probably crash at least 50% from here when everything's said and done, and that's being conservative, by the way. The crypto market, and alt specifically, are at a massive bottom. And it's a great opportunity to dollar cost average in starting now. I'm not saying we can't go lower, because we can. But what I'm saying is, I'm starting to accumulate gradually a little more every day some high quality alts. And I am not afraid. I actually saw a video by Gregory Mannarino on Stansberry Research the other day, and he himself had said he sold all his crypto and his stocks and is now beginning to buy back. I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but I'm just telling you what people I think are intelligent are doing. It's up to you to make your own decisions. But right now, this is the type of market where money could be made on aggressive profit-taking trades. And that's what I'm trying to execute on to gain more capital. Now, what was the point of me saying all that? For most people, especially those of you that are less skilled, the safest move you can make right now is accumulating cash, sitting on it on the side, maybe buying some high quality hidden gem altcoins, and waiting. But what I can guarantee is this major financial collapse is coming, meaning that if you're too afraid to take advantage of these low entries in crypto now, maybe waiting for the real financial crisis to hit is your best option. And yes, my friends, that is coming. I'm going to play you a quick clip from Ray Dalio showing you the 5 key signs of an empire in decline, because the United States is a falling empire. And the demise of the United States will go hand in hand with the adoption of these digital assets and this great currency reset. And then let's talk about it after.
Throughout history, when these 5 things happen, that's a sign of an empire in decline. Because when there's a lot of money printing, it shows that they don't have enough real money, and there's a financial crisis. It brings on a financial crisis. When that happens at the same time as there's large wealth gaps, there's a lot to fight over, and that causes problems. And then you have the internal conflict, and when that happens at the same time and it's weakening, and you have external conflicts, you have a real problem.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's review very quickly. We had mass money printing in the United States due to lockdowns and this health crisis. What's crazy about this actually is that in the United States, had we not had these lockdowns due to this health crisis, and had we not gone money printer go brr, we might have actually had until 2025 before things really got bad. But due to these lockdowns, shutting down the economy, printing the dollar into oblivion, we have accelerated everything. This financial crisis has arrived. Americans are suffering. The wealth gap is insane. The billionaires, the 0.1%, made off like bandits, while the common man has been suffering due to numerous Supreme Court rulings and numerous pieces of legislation and decisions by different states. There is internal conflicts and mass division when it comes to policy in the United States. There's no compromise politically anymore. While at the same time we have Russia, Ukraine, and China, the growing international superpower that is really going to take advantage of our demise. In addition, the other day Putin stated the issue of creating an international reserve currency based on a basket of currencies of our countries is being worked out. He stated this at the Brics Business Forum last month. Numerous countries are actually trying to join the Brics nations, including Egypt, Iran, Argentina, and others. The countries around the world are looking at the United States and are seeing our demise in real time and are joining together to go on an anti-US dollar campaign. An international reserve currency is being worked out behind the scenes right at the same time as the XRP case is coming to an end. Ladies and gentlemen, while I don't think XRP itself is going to be the reserve currency of the world, XRP will be the infrastructure for the new global currency reset. Here, this is an important reminder, a clip from a former SWIFT official stating how XRP is due to tap into the FX markets. Please take a listen and remember how important our digital asset is.
We did speak earlier where you mentioned that it's not necessarily about replacing SWIFT, it's about complementing it. So let's get some more information on this.
Okay. I used to work for SWIFT. I was SWIFT for 20 years, so SWIFT is flowing through my veins. SWIFT is the preeminent messaging system for the financial industry, which covers, say, payments, FX, trade, in terms of securities, etc., NOSTA reconciliations, etc. What we're looking with the crypto, though, is where SWIFT would have a store and forward system for most of its payment transactions, where you need service level agreements that in a certain time I will do something, but payment turns up at a certain time during the day. Here we're looking at the new network styles, which allow instant, real-time movement of the funds and visibility of those funds as well. So we would not have a situation where banks need to come back to you and say, have my funds arrived? It's 3 days later. I need to find out or find query messages moving around the network. There's nothing like that. I don't believe Ripple is going to replace SWIFT. Ripple is one of the complementary networks, which is going to allow those institutions who need real time to make use of that. And I think we're also seeing that SWIFT are changing their network capability so that real time will be a possibility as well. But we may also see Ripple XRP moving across the SWIFT network as a currency when we're perhaps using something like FX.
And ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, we have to remember how positively this Ripple SEC case has been developing for both Ripple and the XRP community, while the SEC is grasping for straws, trying to pivot over to exchanges and other cryptos. They're losing at every motion. Judge Torres denied the SEC's motion to revoke amicus status and bar John Deaton from further proceedings, a powerful development for the XRP community, and a legendary ruling for John Deaton. Ladies and gentlemen, in my opinion, Judge Torres, she sees the writing on the wall. She understands what's really going on here. And with XRP's utility, with some more clarity, and the conclusion of this case, I expect monumental things to finally come. We've been prolonging this for so long. But as the United States is collapsing, as geopolitical catalysts are at play, and as this financial crisis is about to begin, all the dominoes seem to be falling for the XRP perfect storm. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Bearable Bull here. Thanks for tuning in. As always, I appreciate every single one of you. Now I'll be back tomorrow with another video.